Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen. Alright, what have I got for you today is we're actually going to do some dog treats, okay? Been popping up on my, the Facebook feeds and different forums and so on, talking about chicken feet. I'm like, okay, so I did some reading and stuff. In fact, I even bought Justice 2 of the chicken feet just to see if she liked them or not, and she absolutely loved them. But what threw me off is the cost. Now in my mind, chicken feet is like a throwaway. But apparently not. I guess it's really super popular in a lot of the Asian culture that they love chicken feet because of the collagen. And that's one of the reasons why people say, yes, give them to your dog and your cat because of the health benefits. Just make sure you don't cook them like you do chicken because they can be also brittle and splinter. All right, well, I've got 2 packages of these chicken feet. Take a look at that. There you go. Yeah, they look kind of disgusting because something that we normally don't do. But the thing is, these chicken feet actually still have their nails on them. Word of caution. And I've actually found them at the pet store with the claws or the nails still attached. Those things have to be removed because they are razor sharp. And if your dog ingests one of those, you can only imagine what kind of damage it can do to your dog or your cat and the vet bill that's going to come with it. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open these babies up. Now remember, 99 cents each at the pet store. So that's $2 for 2. For this one package here, $4.83. And the second one is $5.26. So I'm going to add them both up together, and I'm going to give you a full-on count of how many chicken feet that I got in these 2 packages. Now what I'm going to do, no seasoning, just remove the claws, and I'm going to throw them into my recteq smoker set on the low setting for about 10 to 12 hours. Now you got to be careful. You want it between 145 and 180, no more, okay? Now you can also, if you don't have a smoker, throw them in your freeze dryer or your dehydrator, okay? In this case, I just plan on right now, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and throw them into the smoker, see how that goes, but I might throw them into the freeze dryer as a follow-up. All right, well, thanks for watching. Sit back, relax, enjoy as we get into the chicken feet. So what I did right now is I just removed the packaging. Now remember, this is raw chicken, so you have to treat it with raw chicken. Put your gloves on. And I've got a pair of surgical scissors here. And what I want to do is just grab the claw, and we're going to trim the nail off, okay? And you want to make sure you get it really good. Trim it all off. If you want to use a pair of pliers, you can. But right now I'm just using the surgical scissors, and it seems to be working really, really well. And make sure all the nails are off. Don't forget them. And that is, 1 foot that has been done. Okay. Now we're just going to go ahead and cut them all, de-nail them, and then we're going to count them, throw them in the smoker. So let me get busy on this, and I'll give you guys the final count. Guys, that was just 1 tray of these chicken feet. Now, one thing I didn't comment on, these chicken feet are actually born, raised, and harvested in the USA. So you know exactly what you got. You're not getting something from overseas. All right, there's the tray. How many feet did we get? Let me put these off to the side. Let's count them. 1 tray. So it's 1, 19, and 20. So that was 20 in 1 tray. So we got to keep a note of that because we still got 1 more tray left to do. All right, guys, so remember the first count was 20. I just got done counting this other tray. That's another 20. So we got 40 pieces for 10 bucks. That's like what, 25 cents a piece? I mean, way better than a dollar, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw them into the smoker for about, 8 to 10 hours, give or take. I'm still thinking about possibly finishing them up in a freeze dryer. So that's kind of, I'm really thinking or leaning that way towards the freeze dryer. Well, let's get these babies into the smoker. So right now my recteq is pushing about 180 degrees, which is still fine. That's perfect, well within the range of 145 to 180. Let's go ahead and open the lid, and we're gonna go ahead and load these chicken strips in them, or the chicken feet. So you'll see it's got beautiful smoke going right now. Now I am using these little barbecue mats, okay? I picked those up on Amazon. It helps to make sure that the chicken feet don't fall through the grill, which, that big, I doubt it's going to do that anyway. But what we're going to do right now is just load these chicken feet up and space them out. Remember, there's 40 pieces, so you got plenty of room. If you wanted to use the smoker box, which I have on mine, or what they call cold smoking, you sure can. You can definitely cold smoke these first, and then go ahead and put them into your freeze dryer or into your food dehydrator. Just remember, you don't want the temperature to go above 180. These are going to go, 180, kind of, 160, 180 for about 10 hours, give or take. And then again, I'm probably going to finish them off in the freeze dryer, see what they look like. No, I'm not doing a taste test on this, but Justice will be glad to do a taste test for you guys, okay? And these are pretty big feet. I'm really surprised of how big a chicken foot really is. I mean, I didn't think they were really that monstrous. I mean, they're huge. Well, let me go ahead and finish loading these up, and then they're going to go ahead and go into the sleep mode or smoke mode or whatever you want to call it for about 10 hours. All right, guys, it's been about 7.5 hours that these chicken feet have been in the smoker. Take a look at that. Beautiful, amazing smoke color. They look awesome. Now, here's the deal. Based upon the research that I found, and there's very limited information on doing these chicken feet at home, whether you do it by dehydration, freeze drying, or smoke. There's a lot of people talking about it, and so there's no one set. Sorry about that microphone malfunction there. The actual receiver battery died on me. So let me kind of recap of what I was trying to say before the microphone kind of went out. So in the smoker, 7.5 hours at 179 degrees. Okay, that was in my recteq. I took them out. I put them in a Ziploc bag overnight in the refrigerator. Okay, I had already given Justice a couple pieces. She loves these things. So that tells me they're gonna go fast. So next time I do a batch, I'm going to do a lot more. Now, technically, they're done. I tested them out, they're done, okay? But I still want to freeze dry because I want that extra level of protection because of the storability. I wanna make sure that these things are completely safe and done for my animals, okay? So both the cat and the dog. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on a tray and freeze dry them, okay? Now, I understand a lot of you guys may not have a freeze dryer. Some of you may not have a dehydrator. Some of you may not even have a smoker. So in the description, I'm going to post the way I did it, okay? As well as the research that I discovered and things that make sense as to what you can do at home. So if you have a freeze dryer, great, go ahead and freeze dry them. Just remember that is still going to be considered a raw product, so you want to handle them accordingly, okay? Now, raw food for pets, awesome, great benefits, okay? For the dehydration, if you have a dehydrator, I'm going to show you how to, tell you how to do it in your dehydrator, okay? If you don't have a dehydrator, I've been told that you can do it in your air fryer, okay? I just don't know if air fryers have that setting that you can leave it on for hours at a time. That's my only concern with it because my air fryer doesn't do that. The other option is to put it into your smoker. Now, if you don't have a smoker and you got a regular gas grill, that's fine too. Just kind of watch the temperatures a little bit on that, set it for super, super low, and then what you want to do is use a cold smoker, okay? And that way there, you still get the smoke flavor. So there's many different ways you can prepare these dog treats or cat treats or animal treats or whatever you want to call them for your four-legged friends, okay? All right, enough about that. Let me get these babies into the freeze dryer. The chicken feet have just come out of the freeze dryer. It was actually in there for a combined total of 25 hours. That's the regular freeze dry method plus a little bit of the extra time. As far as how long or why it took 24 hours or 25 hours, I don't know why exactly, other than maybe there was still moisture in it. Because remember, we are kind of slow cooking these things, or it might have been picking up on the collagen. I'm not a scientist. I just know that the machine's pretty darn good at freeze drying. Okay, now remember, 7.5 hours of smoke, and now we got 25 hours of freeze drying. These things are awesome. Justice, as soon as I put them on the counter, she did this, and you can tell that she was determined to get her chicken feet, okay? So she has had a bunch of them. There's about maybe 35, 36 still left here. I am going to go ahead and share them with my neighbors like I normally do, get their feedback on them. And because they're on sale, I think I'm going to go back to the store and buy some more because they're healthy treats for dogs and cats. All right, make sure you hit up the description site. I'm going to go in a little bit more detail onto how you can make these at home using different methods. Again, whether it's the smoker, whether it's the freeze dryer, or even the air fryer back here. The problem with the air fryer, mine only went to 90 minutes. Take a look at your settings because I don't want to have to get up every 90 minutes to reset that machine, especially if you're going to be doing a super low temperature and you're looking at, 24, 25 hours, give or take, okay? But again, do the research, read my description, comment. If you have any ideas, suggestions, let us know. Share the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. But thanks for watching Crazy Dave's Kitchen. I'm out.